don't know who I am, my name is Jessica, and I'm a personal trainer and owner of Fitnessing by Jessica, which is an online personal training website, that thing, where I specialize in weight loss training and obstacle course racing. And today I've got a special treat for you guys. We're going to start a series here that I am calling Moms and Mimosas, because I don't drink wine, but mimosas sound good. But yes, we're in a car, but don't worry, we have non-alcoholic beverages. So we are going to get started here with my friend, and we'll get that introduction done and go from there. All right, you guys, so now that we have that all set up, yes, we're in the car. We are on our way to Train Yard, yes, Train Yard 317?
Yeah.
317. So it's a Ninja gym in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you guys are close by, be sure to check that place out. I'll be sure to link a link to their Facebook page in the description box below. So be sure to check them out. But I have here my friend Lyndsey Halik. I did it right. Okay. And she is a lovely fit mom that I met through training at Natty Ninja in Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you guys are in Cincinnati, Ohio, you should check that place out too. I'll link them in the description below as well. But I met her there, and it turns out we have a bunch of stuff in common. First of all, being a mom. So how many kids do you have?
4. I have 4 boys, and I found out Jessica was a boy mom. And so I didn't attack her at the gym, but I was like, I heard you're a boy mom. I have a boy. I have boys. We should be friends.
Oh my goodness, boys.
My name is Lyndsey.
Yes. So 4 boys. How old are they?
10, 8, 6, and 4.
So handfuls.
Yeah.
Yes. As anybody who is a boy mom understands, they are handfuls, and I only have 1. Yeah. All right. So we met at an American Ninja Warrior gym, and we bonded not only being over boy moms, but also American Ninja Warrior and obstacle course racing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over just some questions that we've got going on here in terms of being a mom, obstacle course racing, Ninja Warrior training, things of that sort. So let's start off with the basic. When did you become athletically inclined? When did you start doing athletics?
Okay. So I did like dance and basketball and softball and stuff like that growing up. And then I just ran track like on a whim in middle school. And the high school coach saw me, and he was like, hey, you should run cross country. And I was like, what's cross country? And he was like, oh, okay. You're a good runner. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm a good basketball player, et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, no, you're a good runner. You should run cross country. And I was like, okay. Ran cross country. I was actually good at it. Got a scholarship to run in college. Ran in college. Got bored with running. Tried triathlon. Hated riding a bike. Hurts.
Yeah, I do. That's the whole reason why I never did try. Like it So for you guys who don't know, I swam all in high school, and I coached swimming. I did all of that stuff. That's my start in fitness. And people would tell me all the time that I should do triathlons because I was so good at swimming, and that's what people say that the biggest issue is with triathlons is that people they don't know how to swim, so they kind of just bust through it. Like, you're a good swimmer, you should do that. And at first I was like, no, not running. But then when I started running, I was like, oh, hey, I'm actually kind of good at this, and I enjoy this. And it's just the bike riding now that I'm just like, no.
It hurts your back.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. So then I had a bunch of kids, and I'd run road races every once in a while. But they were kind of like, I was just getting bored with it. And then I kind of discovered OCR, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I love this. It's running, but like more exciting. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got into that's my story. That's my fitness story.
So you are a award-winning OCR runner too, right?
Oh yeah, I can like win my age group.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get that like actual overall podium. I get close in Ohio, Savage, Ohio. Got 4th place.
Yeah. So you've won age group in Savage race, and did you win age group at Spartan?
I did. I got top 5 elite female.
Okay.
So yeah, because in Spartan you have to choose if you want to do elite or age group. So I like how Savage is like you can just go for both.
Yeah. What was your time span between starting obstacle course racing and having kids? Was it when you start?
When I was totally done having kids.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't do any. Okay, no wait. So there was one like tiny little local OCR where I used to live, and we did that every year. It was just like 2 miles, like short, just for like a mud fun run. But we did that every year. I just like loved that little tiny race. Yeah.
You ran before you had kids.
Yes.
How did having kids change how you train?
So when they were like little babies, like 6 months, probably just all the way up till they were 1 year old, because they're like too young for a gym daycare.
Yeah.
So I would do workout videos at home. And I just had to find a video like instructor that I liked. For me it was like Shanti, T25, love Shanti. So I just did workout videos at home, though they got so boring and I hated them, but I was like, let me just do this while my kid's in this bouncy chair, whatever. Then when they're like 1, you know, I would find a gym with a nice daycare, and then you just drop off at the daycare and you get some alone time and you work out at the gym. Granted, none of the gyms have like any ninja stuff that have daycares, but whatever, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So I loved that. There was that phase, but now it's just like I have too many kids. So pretty much once I had the 4th kid, we started buying stuff to have our own home gym, because I was like, it's too hard to leave the house.
Yeah.
So yeah, ever since my 4th was born, we've just been buying gym equipment for at home, and then we built a big rig in our backyard, and so I don't have to leave. And my kids know, they're like, mom's working out. Okay, I'll do whatever, you know, play video games or just kind of leave mom alone. So that's leave on. So running is tricky though, because you know they're not old enough to be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go for a run. Like, no, I can't do that. So I can only run when they're all at school, which is nice. So now my youngest is in preschool like 3 hours a day. So that's my opportunity to run. But before that, it was really hard to fit in running because I hate treadmills. I won't do it.
Yeah.
I will run in the rain and the snow and freeze, but I cannot run on a treadmill.
Did you do the stroller pushing run?
Oh God, I got the fanciest like jogging stroller, and I was all like, I hated that.
Yeah.
I gotta move my arms. Oh my gosh, I hated that. What was so weird though was like my father-in-law would come and babysit, and he loved the jogging stroller. And so all my neighbors are like, is your son's grandpa like go jogging with your son all the time? I'm like, yeah. He's crazy. He's like 70 something and can do like flips on trampolines still and whatnot.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, so he is the jogging stroller.
Yeah. So how did you get into American Ninja Warrior? So when did you start watching it and all that stuff?
Okay, so when I was in college, I got into like these Japanese TV shows, and so Ninja Warrior was one. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then also, have you ever watched like MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge? It's like a funny version of Ninja Warrior.
Like Wipeout?
Yes, but better.
Okay.
So you have to look it up. So and then all of a sudden they made the American version. I was like, oh my gosh, this American version, like even better. And so I always watched it and was just obsessed with it. And so after I had my 4th kid, I went away to visit my family for 2 weeks, and I came home and my husband had built me like a mini rig in the backyard. And he was like, and I was like floored. He's like surprised, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a rig in my backyard. And he's like, we're gonna train for it and we're gonna try out for the show. And I was like, oh my gosh, well I have to now because he built me this thing. So we trained together, we try out. It was season 8, and then he got picked and I didn't get picked. And then I totally cried about it for just a little bit.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. And then we did it again for season 9, and then he got picked, and I didn't get picked. And I cried a little bit about it. And then he hurt his shoulder, and so I tried out last year. He called me, showed a little bit of interest, still didn't get picked. So I don't know, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm like, hey, maybe I'll get rejected for a 4th time this year. But
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Maybe I won't. But I just got into it, and it's just fun, and it helps you with OCR, like if you have a ninja background.
Yeah.
So OCR is more my main goal, but I love working out with everybody at the gym. I have my friends at the gym, and it does. It helps with OCR. So
yeah. Who's your favorite OCR athlete?
They're like my favorites, but I'm also jealous of them because they like win all these races and they have these little tiny children. And I'm like, when my kids were tiny, I was giant, fatty. Like, I had a kid and then I was extremely out of shape. And I feel like everyone should be that way. But there's these people that have kids and then all of a sudden they're like amazing athletes and their kid's not even one. And I'm like, I don't know how you did that.
Rose Wetzel, we're looking at you right there.
Yeah, Rose Wetzel and Ashley Samples and Rachel, I don't necessarily say Cortliano, because those two always win like all the Savage races. And then they have like their little kid in the stroller after the race. And you're like, oh my God, that's amazing, but I also hate you.
Yeah.
But I don't, but it's like, I'm jealous. Don't be jealous.
Yeah.
But I am.
A little bit of jealousy is healthy. Yeah. Who's your favorite ninja?
Well, okay, besides my husband, I love Alyssa Beard. She's a teacher, and I used to be a teacher. So I know how, like, draining that job can be.
Yeah.
And then to, like, work as a teacher all day and then drive and then go train ninja is, like, amazing. Mm-hmm. She's going against people who, like, that's all they do is ninja. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, I have a job. And, you know, yeah, I like her a lot.
Yeah. What's your favorite obstacle? And let's do, what's your favorite OCR obstacle?
Okay, favorite OCR obstacle. I really like Wheel World for Savage Race because it's not that hard, but it's still a grip one, and it's just like fun. I don't know, it just spins you around. I like Wheel World. Ninja Warrior, favorite obstacle. If I have, I would love to try Crank It Up because it looks so hard. I think that one's like the most interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your least favorite OCR obstacle?
My least favorite one is like any water one. Like I hate jumping. I hate like the high jumps into the water. Mm-hmm. And I hate being wet. Yeah.
What about out of the Ninja Warrior obstacles you've tried? What's your least favorite?
Yeah, I don't like the wing nuts.
The wing nuts.
Maybe I'd like them if they were like a little bit closer together.
Yeah. So the ones that we have at the Natty Ninja, they're farther than what is on the show. I want to say they're
like 9. Somebody said 9 feet.
Feet-ish. Yeah. So I think on this show they're like 4 feet or 5 feet. They're a lot closer. But luckily we're working on getting them put somewhere else. Yeah. So maybe they'll be a little bit closer soon. What is your biggest non-parenting accomplishment?
Non-parenting. So my one thing that I was like all proud of was that I was one of the first women that ran the steeplechase at University of Illinois. So it also makes me feel old and proud. So it was like, I remember back in the day when women couldn't run steeplechase because it was too dangerous. And then they finally were like, well, we'll let them run. So I got to run in like the first ever women's steeplechase championships for the Big Ten. And then I set the school record, and it stood for like a whole nother year or two. So it's not like the next year someone came and destroyed it. So that's my big thing is like I set the record, held for at least a little tiny bit, and I was one of the first to do this.
That's open in a minute. There we go. What is your biggest parenting accomplishment? What would you say?
Keeping my kids alive.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
They're still alive. They're clean. They're fed. They're healthy. Yeah. That's my goal every day. Like, well, they're all still alive.
All right. I think we all know the answer to this question, but which one's your favorite?
Which of my kids?
Yeah.
Oh, I love all of them.
There we go.
But back when there was like some in diapers and some not in diapers, the ones who can wipe their own heinies, they're not your favorite, but
there's something about even like no longer having to change diapers.
Oh yeah.
That is like
that is so huge.
The biggest thing
like,
ever.
Yeah. Like you wipe your own ass. You don't. You're easier. Mm-hmm. Whoever didn't throw a fit that day is my favorite for that day.
Yeah. That's a good
sometimes nobody. So.
Yeah. Joys of having a child. So if you have one piece of advice for any mom, let's first with general advice for a mom, what would it be?
Well, I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but they will come out with all these crazy, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Did you know this isn't safe anymore? You know, like they come out with all of these rules, and you're like, dang, when I was a kid, it was so much more relaxed. I didn't have to worry about all this stuff. And I'm not saying disregard all these new safety findings that they all find. Please, you know, look at them, but do what works for you. Like, I think our example we were talking about was like, oh, you shouldn't have your kid forward facing until they're like 12 years old. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but honestly, it's like, hey, I need to flip my kid around because they're huge, and now they don't have to stare at the back of their car seat, and they're happy. Like, and that works for you. Just do it, and don't feel bad because, you know, you read all these articles online and they're like, if you have your child forward facing, you're a terrible parent. You're not. You know, so that's my number one. Because they're going to come up with more and more stuff.
Like you have to decide what is safe for you. Like we were talking about how they would get scrunched up and they might start crying. And like when you're on hour 4 of a 6-hour drive and your kid is throwing a temper tantrum in the back seat, like that's not safe. Like I'm pretty sure that is more unsafe than your child facing forward.
Yeah, because you're going to lose your mind and you're going to get in a car accident because you're like,
So what is one piece of advice for a parent or a mom who is wanting to start exercising or getting back in shape?
Find what you like, because if you don't like it, you're not going to do it. So if you go to like a workout class and you're like, oh, that's not for me, that's not for you, try something else. Like maybe you like to swim, maybe you like to run, maybe you like CrossFit. Like just keep trying different stuff until whatever clicks with you. Whatever you like. So if you like it, you'll do it.
So we all know that there's a lot of ninja names out there. So like we have the Real Life Ninja, we have Flex Lebrecht, we have the Kingdom Ninja. Let's come up with some. The Natty Ninja. Those type of things. So it's always fun for us ninjas to try to come up with a ninja name. So what is your ninja name?
Okay, so my ninja name is the Playgroup Ninja, because I built my course in my backyard, and then I always invite over my mom friends, and I'm like, bring your kids, it's a playgroup, and we're going to exercise. So I am the Playgroup Ninja.
I really like that. That's a good one. All right, that's all the questions that I have. So thank you, Lyndsey, for doing this Mimosas minus the alcoholic mimosas.
Sparkling ice.
Yes. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I will be sure to link Lyndsey's social media down below. She only has Instagram, so be sure to check her. Be sure to check her out on Instagram, as well as I'll link mine down below as well, so you can go check those out and follow me on those. So I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for making it through this video. If you have any questions, any additional questions for Lyndsey, or any questions that I should ask in another Moms and Mimosas, be sure to comment them down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to get notifications, which would be awesome, be sure to press the bell to get the notifications so you'll know when I upload a new video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!